My partner at the time at Viola, Shlomo Dovrat, approached me one day and said, I have a great idea for to form a new fund, but I don't have a leader. You have to help me. I told him, I have one person in mind that could lift it up. And this is how it started.
I invited Alan to come to my house, and I told him, look, I'm looking for somebody who has a vision, somebody who is an entrepreneur, but I'm looking for a leader, somebody that can really build the firm. And I couldn't be more right by choosing Alan.
When Alan went out to raise the first fund, it was probably one of the worst times you'd want to go out to raise a fund. The dot-com bubble had burst, nobody believed in technology, everybody wanted out of venture capital. There was about to be a war between the US and Iraq with Israel in the middle of it. I can't imagine a more difficult period to raise a fund, and Alan went out and did that and succeeded.
In order to build large companies out of Israel, you need a full ecosystem. And in order to create venture capital, you needed somebody like Vintage that would not only create liquidity and create funding for the funds, but will also bring the best practices from the world into the venture industry in Israel.
We're investing in some of the best VC funds globally and companies globally. Every evolution of Vintage is something that traditionally was in Alan's mind.
Look at the team and the firm, the people around the table. It's a family-oriented business, and it's crafted by the hands of and the mold of Alan.
Let me tell you how it all really began. Alan was a very precocious child, very strong-willed, had a mind of his own, very independent. The only thing he never could master is the violin. It was terrible. Well, he got my stubbornness, that's for sure. If I told him no, it was yes.
Alan doesn't take no for an answer well. A good example is that there was recently a fund that we wanted to get into when Alan was trying to figure out who our connections are, and he found out that he knew the general partner's rabbi. So he went to the general partner's rabbi and asked the rabbi to put some pressure on the general partner to let us in. The door is locked, he busts through the window.
With Alan, everything is possible, and when something needs to be done, it gets done.
He can kind of have this wonderfully kind of inviting and soft external persona, and then that gives him the ability to also have the hard conversations when necessary, and people know that he's coming at it from a strength of love and respect.
His success, obviously, is the result of him not only being incredibly smart, which he is too, but also just his willingness to work so hard for so many years.
Alan is a curious man. He asks a lot of questions, a lot of smart questions. Alan's like a teddy bear, definitely a big personality, always making connections.
Alan is a tremendous, generous person, genuine in his interest to connect people and causes.
Despite his busy schedule, he always finds time to sit with young people and advise them about their next step in life.
Integrity, honor, kindness, decency, and Alan is a mentor for me.
True builder of trust, of people, and of an industry.
He's not only a great businessman, a great business leader, but he's really a terrific human being.
He's brilliant. He's got a heart of gold. He is probably a mother's dream.
The key to the success here, and his success, is just he put in all of us that he cares about people.
I picked up the phone and told him, Alan, I'm sick. And within 15 minutes, he was in the hospital. Escort me for the next 6 months, every day, every week.
I had cancer 2 times in the last few years. Always Alan was there for me because he was there in such an authentic way. Got like in a very, very deep place of my heart.
I always feel like he is friend first and then business partner second, and that's what makes for long-lasting relationships.
He knows how to listen. He's genuinely interested in what people are saying to him.
A person that's kind and generous and bright. He's a person of very strong faith, as am I. And to me, that made a big difference. That's something that I typically don't have in business relationships, where I can speak to someone openly about our faith. I'm Christian, he's Jewish.
Alan invited me to a Shabbat dinner with his family early on in our relationship. And for the last 20 years, every discussion we have starts with, how's your father? How's your daughter? Can I help with anything?
You meet him, you can also see that, he's very proud Jewish and proud Israeli, but man, does he work hard for Arab-Israeli relationships and really that whole concept of we can be individuals, but we can have this big pie that we share from.
It's not a surprise to me in any way that Alan has established 4 different charitable organizations that he's actively involved in.
Alan established Power in Diversity that brings women into the high-tech ecosystem and venture. And we work together with Chasub initiatives, bringing youth from Arab communities to get into the high-tech sector.
He's doing things now to have young people be involved in government.
Alan is committed and is actively working to make Israel an exemplary society for the Jewish people.
I really don't believe Alan is ever going to retire, to be very blunt. But I know Alan. He's going to be into other things.
If he weren't a venture capitalist, he could be a great rabbi.
Great chef.
Maybe a history professor.
Judge.
A matchmaker.
Maybe a psychologist.
I would have loved him to go in politics.
Prime Minister.
It'd be a waste of time for him to go to politics because he's going to be a very bad politician because he doesn't know how to lie.
If there is one word that I would describe Alan in, is a mensch.
In Israel, people call very good humans Mensch, which is the German word for human.
He's a mensch.
A mensch.
A mensch.
Mensch.
He's a mensch.
He's a terrific human being.
Everything that we do at Vintage, from how we do business, how we conduct ourselves, what our values are, is coming from the genesis of Vintage when Alan founded it.
Alan has been talking about succession for a very long time. Not many people took him seriously because in our industry, it's kind of rare.
He went out and did a lot of interviews in the market and talked to a lot of different firms about what worked and what didn't. And he basically implemented a lot of that in our succession process.
By the same responsibility, like you nurture kids, you need to grow them and depart because they need to be on their own. So the way Alan nurtured the team members, it was a very long and planned process. He was not letting go in one day.
Succession starts with generosity. You cannot even think of like anything being a successful succession without letting go. I just wish that in 10, 15 years, I do the same thing.
The real indication of a true leader is, can they ultimately create a culture inside the company that mirrors the values that they want the organization to ascribe to? And look, my experience with everybody I've met in Vintage is exactly that.
Thank you for being an amazing partner, an amazing friend for over 20 years.
I wish him good health. I wish him to thrive in his new venture in life.
Enjoy time with the family. Just take it easy.
Very good health for the rest of his life.
Another 60 successful years of doing good.
Continue to connect, help, and be an ambassador for your family, who you are, your country.
Alan, you're such an inspiration. Thank you for being an amazing role model.
I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed being with you, working with you. Just want to say that I love you and wish you the best for the future.
There's few people that you meet in your life who you meet in a business setting, who you ultimately find that you'd actually like to spend time with them in a non-business setting. And Alan is one of those rare individuals.
We are a beneficiary of that unending energy reserve, that curiosity, that passion. So all I can say is go, Alan, go. Mazal tov.
Alan, I want to wish you a lot of health and many, many more years to enjoy your family.
I love you. You're a great human being, and I wish you that you'll keep on doing good for many, many years to come.